there started to move, heading off into the forest here. And then I ran over there to it to try to stop it. And I was like, instantly, it's a corn snake. And we were so excited because we haven't seen one of those in a while.
What's up, guys? I'm going to be talking about one of our first corn snakes we caught on video in the same area as the one I will be featuring later in this video. We were out searching for reptiles and amphibians as usual, turning over dead logs and bark, rocks, and debris in hopes of finding some type of salamander or snake. And usually we do encounter some pretty cool and sometimes bizarre creatures. It was about 2 years earlier in a place I've nicknamed Cottonmouth Bottom, and it has plenty of them, but I'll save the water moccasin for another video, which will be coming up soon. We had found a corn snake crossing the gravel road. It measured just over 32 inches long. That's about average for an adult corn snake in the wild. Corn snakes can grow up to about 6 feet long, but most adults range from 2 to 4 feet. The corn snake is also one of the most calm and easy snakes to hold, even in the wild. Not only are they really cool to get to see out in the wild, but these are some of the most popular pet snakes in the market. In the pet trade, you can also find these snakes in several different colorations and patterns, many that you won't find in the wild.
So this is Dynamic South Nature, and today we're going to be releasing 2 snakes, a ringneck and a corn, and possibly we could be releasing a skeet today, if he hadn't ate it already. Today, right now, we're going to be doing a release of this good-sized corn snake.
They're plentiful here in the Mid-South United States. Corn snakes can be found just about anywhere, from grassy fields to forests, and also live near homes or farms. They only live in the wild for an average of about 6 to 8 years, but can live much longer in captivity, well over 20 years, with the longest recorded lifespan of over 32 years. After a few hours of observation and recording data, we released it back where we found it. The corn snakes live in most of the southeastern region and a few small scattered areas further north. About 2 years later, we found this corn snake stretched out basking in the sun. It's pretty exciting to us when we find any snake, but these snakes are among our favorites. These snakes are generally orange, reddish-brown, and brown to gray with a white and black checkered belly. The orange or red or reddish-brown blotches on its back are sometimes outlined with a darker color. The checkered belly looks a lot like a keyboard of a piano and also like Indian corn. It supposedly got its name from its belly resembling Indian corn or maize, but also the colors on the dorsal side look like the colorful corn as well. Another common reason for the name corn snake is due to them being found near or around grain stores and barns, where mice and rats feed on the corn. This reason for the name corn snake dates back to the 1600s. Feeding on mice and rats make them very beneficial to have around. The corn snake, also known as the red rat snake, is a constrictor, and like other rat snakes, they will catch their prey in their mouth with their rows of sharp teeth and quickly coil around it, and it continues squeezing until its prey is dead, and then will swallow the animal whole. This snake is also an excellent climber and is just as much at home in the trees as on the ground. And having the opportunity to actually see these snakes gliding gracefully through the tree limbs is an amazing sight. Although they are considered somewhat reclusive and primarily nocturnal, we see them quite often on the side of the road or on different types of structures. Some people kill them thinking they're copperheads, but they really look nothing like a copperhead, except for maybe a little of the coloring, but the patterns of the colors and characteristics are very different. There are several ways to tell the difference between a corn snake and a copperhead snake. The corn snake is going to be long and slender with a more narrow head versus the shorter stout body of the copperhead and the triangular shaped head. Length of the snake alone isn't really a good way to tell them apart. The corn snake's pupils are round and the copperhead's eyes are slit-like and often referred to as being like cat eyes. The corn snake's head and neck are about the same size, but the copperhead's head is much wider and the neck is much smaller, making this method very helpful in telling the difference between the two. Also, the markings of a copperhead remind me of a Hershey kiss shape or an hourglass shape. But one needs to look at all the clues in determining which snake it is, because some non-venomous snakes, like the rat snake in North America, can have a triangular head or may have the ability to flare their head out, and some venomous snakes, like the coral snake, doesn't have a triangular head at all. But by putting all these attributes of each snake together, it isn't very hard at all to see and know the difference. If left alone, regardless of what kind of snake you encounter that is native to North America, it will not chase after you or just set out to bite you. It will go on its way in search of food or shelter and not bother you. Watch for the next video coming up about the copperhead snake to learn more about them. I'll discuss each snake as we present them on Mid-South Nature, whether or not they're venomous, and how to know the difference so you can stay safe when you're outside exploring. The blotches on the corn snake are more rectangular to squarish, while some may be more round to oval and usually do not wrap all around the top and sides. Corn snakes also have 2 rows of smaller alternating blotches on the sides of its body as well. These snakes also have a distinct shape of a spearhead that covers its head and neck. The females lay their eggs sometime between late May and early July in rotting logs, stumps, or in decaying vegetation piles where they can be incubated for about 2 months. The eggs are left on their own and will hatch between July and September, and the babies will take care of themselves from birth, feeding mostly on lizards and small frogs.
Yeah, he's going up your sleeve.
Adult corn snakes prey on a variety of reptiles, small rodents, and birds, and bird eggs. Like all snakes, corn snakes can swim very well. After we observe some of its behavior, climbing through trees, the slithering patterns, and how it interacts with people, and recorded some data, we released the corn snake. Maybe we'll be fortunate enough to be able to see one of these amazingly colored snakes. Hope to see you outdoors exploring the wild and enjoying nature. We'll see you next time.